Cult of Collector, here to show off stuff and chat with you. Cult of Collector, movies and more is what we do. Cult of Collector, sit back and relax, here comes the show. Cult of Collector, 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Welcome, everybody, to a special edition of Cult of Collectors. I'm Bewitched Collector. I'm going to be with you today, and we have a special guest all the way from Europe. This is Kai, the Evangelion Collector. How you doing, Kai?
Hi, everyone. Hi, John. Nice to be here with you.
It's really nice for you to join me. I really wanted you to come on live, but the time difference is too much, and I think you're a working woman at the time, so it makes it a little bit difficult.
It's not just that, is that I would not want my brain at 2 a.m. to be just, rambling more than I usually ramble on.
So I guess just tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into collecting, and also I guess while we're at it, you can also explain why you like when and what got you into anime.
Yeah, of course. So, well, hi, my name is Kai. I live in Poland, and this is why we have such a big time zone difference. I have been kind of collecting things since I was a little kid. The usual things like stamps or postcards, little animal figurines, the little things that kids collect. So, to get from that to Evangelion, it took a few years, I have to say, and I wasn't collecting a lot of anime related things at first, but then the pandemic started. We were locked in the house and a lot of time on our hands, I think everybody had, and so I found myself just going back to watching the animes I did watch when I was a teenager, and the spark, let's say, about Evangelion was revamped, and I discovered a world of objects and things that I wasn't quite aware of before, because again, when you work and you commute, you don't look into these things. But when you stop working, close your laptop, and then you have the whole afternoon for you, you just get down the rabbit hole deeper and deeper. So I started with books because I'm a big bookworm. I actually like that the background here is a massive library that resembles my bedroom and all of the books. And then I started with other things. I got my first figurine in one of those surprise boxes that you get from Japan. So I opened it and it was Asuka. And then I decided, okay, I kind of like these things. And so I started collecting more of that. And here I am. I kind of started the Instagram account as a way for me to have a visual, how can I say it? A visual log of what I had collected, just like more for myself to know what I have and what I shouldn't buy because it's double. And I started, having, like everyone, friends and family following me, and then it started to get bigger. And then I realized how many Evangelion fans there are around the world, like big bunch in South America, in Latin America, a lot from Europe and everywhere in the world. And the funny thing is, there are a few people here in Poland, and each one of them has told me that they have never met in person somebody who likes Evangelion. Like, we are all here, we watch the same stuff, and somehow our circle of friendships, it's not the same as the friends we have online. The second thing you asked me, how I got into anime. I actually was raised in Italy, and in Italy we had anime play on the kids' TV. Believe it or not, some weren't what I would actually show my kids. They were, traumatizing and gruesome, and we have ongoing jokes with people my generation in Italy that if we survive that, then nothing can really kill us in a way. So I had everything since I was a little kid, just like TV. You come home from school, you do your homework, and then you have that 1 hour of anime. From Gundam, Mazinger Z. I had Candy Candy. I had Other Girly anime. The Wars of Versailles, I was told, was my favorite because I have very little recollection of my reactions to that anime. But yeah, that was my introduction to it. And so I think the things you like when you are a child, just stick with you the longest. And so here I am speaking about anime and Evangelion today.
I just recently started watching Sailor Moon. That's kind of the first, because that's
Yeah.
one that's kind of been around for a long time, but I never watched it because it was more of a girl-oriented
Yeah.
show, and I guess I just never had any interest in it. And I just bought like season 1, the Blu-ray of it, and what I've seen of it's not too bad. It's pretty good.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I haven't watched enough of it to really give an assessment of it, but I like it so far. So yeah.
What I did watch by Hideaki Anno, and that was also on the kids' TV, as I said, was Nadia of Blue Water. So I
Okay.
have also the DVDs for that, and
Yeah.
yeah, you can tell that is the Hideaki Anno blueprint there. There are so many things that he used also for Evangelion later. They also have the same character designer, Sadamoto. Yeah, it's just gripping, right? It's big adventures and big themes as well, mixed with animation.
How do you feel about them if they made a live action of
Cutie Honey,
Evangelion?
right? No, wasn't
Cutie
Cutie
Honey.
Honey? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Live action of Evangelion. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've seen a few AI generated videos trying to be a live action of Evangelion, and they are, even if they're super good, because now the technology has gotten to a point that it almost looks real.
Yeah.
I'm so used to seeing this character animated that it feels off. Even if it's super real, it's not the uncanny valley sensation here we're talking about. This was meant as an animation, and to see it live action, I don't know. I mean, maybe they will do because they will need more money, and the fans, I'm including myself in the group, would watch it just because, just to see,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity. But I don't know. It's a very good question.
I think
don't know
it's the
how I
problem
would
with the
feel about it.
story. It's like, how would you condense it down to like a 2.5 hour movie? It'd have to be long
Yeah.
because it couldn't. And if they try to do like, that's the problem. It's like, what would you do exactly? Because you couldn't introduce all the characters and all the different plot lines in one movie.
No, it's impossible.
Yeah.
They did it with the rebuild, right? I mean, the one movie of 1.5 hours was
Yeah.
5 or 6 episodes. So it's impossible to do just one movie. So either they do a
Yeah.
series of live actions, or
Yeah.
they do a completely different story.
Yeah.
There are so many open loops still that haven't closed. So
Yeah.
what that would be one of the options, like tell a story of something from a
What?
character that hasn't been so deeply
Yeah.
introduced. I don't know.
But I know are you a big fan of, you're pretty big fan of Mari, correct? And how do you
Yeah.
think about her introduction in the rebuilds?
So I'm a big fan of Mari because well, first and foremost, I've been told, and when I pick ponytails and I put glasses on that I usually wear because I also short sighted, I just look like her. Like, it's just as if I was made into an anime cartoon character. Um, I think the introduction's not doing her service. I mean, the introduction, maybe it is intriguing. You have this character that blows up in Evangelion, trying to save the base where it's being built because it's not finished yet, and then she just parachutes out of the sky on the school rooftop where Shinji is, and then we don't really get much of screen time. So it's not how she's introduced, because also Tsuramaki, who's an Anno's right-hand man that wrote her into the story, wanted her to break the rules, to be something out of the Evangelion that we know, something that would shock a little bit the fans.
Yeah.
But then they didn't do her justice in that they didn't use that potential character. She was just there for a few minutes in one film, a few minutes in the other. And all of a sudden, on the last Shin Evangelion film, she gets, spoiler alert, the big ending, right? She gets to get out in the real world with Shinji. So I feel like there's a big gap there where you're introducing a character that has a lot of potential. You don't use that potential, and then you reintroduce it as the big ending. So I feel like they could have done more with that. But I also realize you have certain runtime. You can't have a animated movie that lasts 4 hours. So I do get some choices, but I feel like they could do more with her, and that is why she's not very liked online. There are many people that just have like Instagram I hate Mari pages.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, the worst thing, I think they could have tied her maybe to somebody else in this series somehow, but other than that, I don't know. Did you say he's the one that made? I've seen. I apologize. I've seen some of the behind the scenes and stuff. I know a little bit about it. That's some of the stuff I don't do tons of research in. I should, but I like it. But sometimes I like things just as they are. I don't want to go too deep into them. It's almost like we have a filmmaker here in America. You probably heard of him. Is David Lynch. He passed away recently, but he makes these pretty complex films. And I think people look too far into them. And I think maybe that's what he wants. He wants people to look further into something that's not as complex. Because it's like an Evangelion, like the first one, it's just coming, Anno was just completely mentally screwed up when he made it. He was going through deep depression. And that's really what the characters reflect. Like people tend to look into more the religious aspect of it in all the Catholicism, and it was really just a plot vehicle to move the story along. It's just they're really using the symbolism and the stories to move the story, which is brilliant because it makes it this really kind of dark and I don't know, this dark and troubling storyline, but it's really not the underlying plot of that's not really know what's going on. It's just really him working through something through writing, and if he created Mari, I have a feeling that's a sign of his evolution.
Yes.
His evolution of himself, maybe, because he's kind of writing a more positive character who's technically you get like a very confident pilot with Asuka, but she's like kind of the ultimate form. Like she's just in total control of her Evangelion. She doesn't, and it feels like she's confident in whatever she's doing in the Evangelion, and her personality's like more bubbly and more flirty than the others. and I think that's kind of been more aligned with like more modern Ano, or maybe past even,
Mhm.
because he's a little like a lot of Japanese men. You see how they draw women and stuff, and how they portray women in the writing in anime too. She's a little, you know, she's got that scene where she's trying on her suit, and she's like, probably does something a woman might. I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I don't know. But you know, she puts it on, and her boobs bounce, and she's
Yeah.
like, I like how these, you know, it fits. You know, it's like, yeah, you know how anime is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely
The,
mostly, not all. I'm sure there's some that are written by women, but and there are some women directors out there. But it's, you know, Japanese society is a very male dominant culture, at least
yeah.
when it comes to business and things like that. But yeah, it's just she's just a funny character. I like it. There's just several little scenes like that in there where she's like that, and she's like real flirty like that. And towards Shinji too, it's almost like he's trying to give Shinji like a girl in the movie,
Hmm.
because he knows he's not going to ultimately ever be with Asuka or Rei, because they're both impossibilities, because they're pretty much just, well, they're both ultimately the way
Hmm.
they are. You know, Rei's a clone, and also
Yeah.
I guess Asuka is too. That's the
In the
revelation of the
in the
rebuilds. You know,
rebuilds. Yeah.
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 But
And
Mari
that's
doesn't seem to be in everything. And two, it's kind of weird, like with Rei too, because Rei's technically she's basically a clone of his mother.
hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's kind of strange. And it's a, yeah, it's hard for me to articulate it, just how I feel about it, because it's so complex and so many working
Yeah.
parts to it. It's that's why I like it so much. That's why I've always liked it. Well, even back in the early days when knew even less about it, because
Mhm.
you just couldn't find as much in early
Yeah.
2000s. You didn't have YouTube, you didn't have any social media. You just had to find like YouTube, you know, excuse me, you had to find like just
Mhm.
online forums and stuff, and they
Yeah.
were even not as many in the day, just because
Hmm.
there wasn't as many people watching anime.
Yeah. Totally.
And for my experience, like with even the friends that I knew that liked anime, with a few, I had a roommate who introduced me to it, and he liked it, but I had another friend and he hated it, or he didn't hate
Hmm.
it, he just didn't like it. You know, it's like that's how it was. It's either you like it or you don't.
It is. It's still very divisive. Like, who
Yeah,
likes Evangelion really likes it,
yeah,
to the point of some obsession, I can say.
yeah,
And then there are the people who don't like it, maybe because, I don't know, trying to psychoanalyze people here, they see themselves too much into it, or they don't like the fact that there are so many, um how can I say it, there are so many emotional um moments in Evangelion. As you said, Anno wrote it when he was really depressed,
yeah,
and you can see all of the characters having issues in forming relationships, issues with their parents, issues knowing who they are, what they
yeah,
want, and how to get it. And all of this maybe hurts some people to a level because that's too personal. And I
yeah,
think that those who don't like Evangelion is because maybe they have an open wound that they don't want to face, or they just don't
yeah,
get it. I'm
yeah,
hoping that there are people so happy there that they don't get Evangelion, but I think we who like it also had in our lives moments where we were like, I don't know, you know,
yeah,
hopeless, and we had to find our way out in the world, and, you know, finding
yeah,
who we are, what we want, and how to love ourselves so that other people can love us. I think that's the big message of Evangelion.
yeah,
At the end, where Shinji gets all the claps is just because he realizes, hey, I want to be myself. I want to be this person, and interact with the other people and try to be loved because I am who I am. So, yeah.
Yeah, Shinji's an interesting character. He's kind of that prototypical anime male, though, that they're in a way. I know he's far more complex, but that's the only thing I can't stand. It like really drags some animes down. Like it makes it hard for me to even watch like Attack on Titan, just because especially the very first couple episodes where the main character, he's such a bitch in the first couple. I can't watch it. I can't watch it because I had cataract surgery, and before I had cataract surgery, I watch everything in subtitle. That's how I've always been. But when my eyes were blurry, I had to listen to the dubs, and I couldn't watch it in dubs or subs. It annoys me so much. It gets better later on because it kind of mellows all that out. But it is just so annoying. But he's kind of like that. I think he's worse in the rebuilds. I think they make him more annoying in the rebuilds than they do. Because I just went back to prepare for this to rewatch the first series, and he's just not as bad as I remembered him. But you're almost like, at least as a man, you're almost like, just man up and do it and quit. I mean, who else? I mean, your father technically abandoned you, but he kind of abandoned you for a purpose in a way, you know. It's not like he didn't really abandon you either. He just kind of let you at like a boarding school or something. It's a difference when completely, I don't know. It's just a different way. I'm the only child, and I had, you know, my parents have always been, I've never had problems. So I don't really understand that psychological dynamic. So, but you know, you're kind of like, just come on and just pilot the damn thing, you know? He like runs away, and it's like he just, you know, you're put in this situation where you're living with this beautiful woman, and you just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're just like, well, and that comes out in his like friends, you know. I always forget the name of the friends.
Toji and Kensuke. Yeah.
Kensuke. Yeah. Yeah. And they're basically, they are that person. They're saying that to the audience, you know. It's like, why you being like this? We wish we were you, you know. And he's like always moping around. It's like, so yeah. Do you want to show off some of your? We can continue talking about the Evangelion through the. How do you pronounce it? I've always pronounced it Evangelion. So.
Evangelion, yeah. Because also in the last rebuild, finally they say the word Evangelion, and in the Japanese characters you would read it with a ge. So actually Evangelion, they would say in Japanese. So yeah, I've always said Evangelion.
Yeah. See, we have like even jellies. Oh, I can't even think of the name of it. We have churches here, but it has 2 L's in it. I think it's even. They're even jelly. I'm sorry, I had to see the word from. I hadn't even thought about it for a long time. But we have,
I thought they had one now.
Yeah, they have a type of church here that are that, but I think it's spelled with 2 L's and not one, so it makes it sound like jellion. You know, some people would pronounce it like evangelion. You know? And I hate people overpronounce things like evangelion, evangelion. You know, it's like, come on now. But,
it's a Latin word, so let's keep it there.
Yeah. But do you want to show some of your figures off and things like that?
Yeah, if you want. If I do this,
you
should be able to see.
Yeah, flip
stuff,
around,
right?
No problem. You're good.
Right. So I actually am moving stuff around.
While you're doing that, almost solo your camera, so you'll just see your screen.
Okay. So I have some figures here. I keep next to me where I work the ones I like the most, I have to say. This is actually garage kit that I painted. I'm sorry that my phone's shadow is in the way.
Right.
These are the latest ones I bought, and this is actually the second figure I got after the one from the mystery box that I told you about. This is one that is quite rare now to find, so I'm quite happy that I had it.
I
the
like the one.
opportunity to go.
I like the one with the hoodie coat on
Yeah,
right in the middle.
this one is really good, I have to say. And you can swap the head for her flowing hair.
Okay.
I have vinyls at the back. I am trying to put my collection in such a way that it's a little bit more visible. So I've bought new shelves and I'm trying to put stuff in order. But these are basically the books I was saying. This is a very good catch. This is the Evangelion Chronicles. They are
Okay.
in Japanese, but now we have all of the Google Translate machines that help us. These were basically weekly installments back in the 90s, and then they did an extra installment for the rebuild.
Were they
Um,
were they kind of to accompany the series or?
they were, yeah, and what can I
I've
show
kind of
you? I
heard of
can show
those, but
you.
I don't know anything about them really.
I can show you. Basically, you have everything you want to know about Evangelion. Every character, the timelines, the episodes.
Okay.
You have the tactics that they use for the machines. The other folder is for each episode's summary. You have all of the settings, you have all of the weapons, you have set characters you never heard of. So basically, this is everything you want to know about Evangelion. And because it's installments, you would be able to find them, maybe one or two. And I somehow managed to find the whole set. I have more books down here. And I have here a bunch of magazines like New Type. These guys from, which is funny, the pachinko machines, the slot machines they have in Japan.
Oh yeah, Pachinko. Yeah.
Yeah, they tell you basically the tactics how to win in the machines, but I collect them for the covers and the illustrations inside because they were quite pretty. Like, let me get one that
Have you
is
ever seen the
actually
movie
nice.
Kamikaze Girls?
Have not.
That's a
I've
good
heard of
Japanese.
it.
It's a really good Japanese movie. It has nothing to do with Evangelion. I'm sorry I'm bringing it up. I was wanting to
Nah,
mention it
that's
to you
fine.
though. It's really fun. You would really like it. Yeah.
So if you want to
I
know
forgot to pull
more,
it. I'll go grab it here in a minute.
you can do that. So another thing where I got a lot of information are these two big books. These are for the rebuilds 1.0 and 2.0. I'm still waiting for the one for. And let me see to swap back the camera to the front camera. They've been announcing it for months and months and years even. Basically, those are two super big and super thick books, and they have interviews inside with the panel, with the cast. They have the cast, meaning the voice actors, with Tsuramaki and etc. And that's how I came to know how they designed and thought about how to introduce Mari, because that 2.0 book tells the whole story and has sketches and stuff. And then the second book is the storyboards. So you have cut scenes and everything that you want to see. If you're a big fan and you're curious about,
Yeah.
knowing what happened.
Yeah, you got quite a wonderful collection of, especially the figures are great, and the and all that paper, all
Yeah.
the magazines and all the books. I have like three of the
There's
mangas that come out, just the mangas that
there's
come out. That's all I
yeah.
have, and I have not even read through them much.
Now the
Oh, it's
mangas are
really cool.
good, but the
Yeah,
manga is a completely different story.
yeah,
And I'll
yeah.
go dark for a second because I need the other room and the other light. let's do this guy again. Okay.
Okay.
I bought new shelves, so I'm kind of moving everything that I had downstairs that it's related to manga and animation to the new shelves. To have another bit of my collection here. And I bought, starting to branch out. I bought these organizers as well, where you can actually put stuff in and doesn't get too much dust. So yeah, I have other figures. The one with the hoodie on the other shelf got
Nice.
Hershey Kishi here, so I will need to just organize stuff a little bit better. The Evangelion Funko Pops even. And dude, let me switch over here. I have other figures here at the back, some acrylic stands. Some of these are from the lottery called Ichiban Kuji, that I can't get the tickets for. I know in America some shops have the tickets. I could only get the figures secondhand from people that have won them and don't want them. This
Now
is the
yours-
first figure I got from the surprise box. It was actually this
okay.
one.
Now the Oscar with the hat, that's like the one I had, but it's you commented
Yeah.
that. Did yours come with the flower and you put it on
No.
that, or did yours come like that?
No, mine's super old.
Okay.
I think this might be from the end of the 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is one of this is the original one.
Okay.
And then now they did the flower. I don't think I will have the year printed out. There's a Gynax there at the bottom of the base.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
But this is the first one that they printed. And it's still good quality, I have to say, for a late 90s, early 2000s figure. Yeah. And this is from China. I have to say, China has been surprising me lately. They have done, because of the Evangelion 30th anniversary, a lot of collaborations. And actually, I have more stuff here, but I can't quite reach it. So yeah, China's probably has a very interesting market right now that we need to keep an eye on. They had collaboration, pop-up cafes. They have a lot of Evangelion themed exhibitions. Yeah, I think that there's growing popularity there. The future looks bright for Chinese and even South Koreans.
Yeah, definitely. The United States pop culture is falling behind, starting to fall behind. Just bad quality. We're producing bad movies. Everything's become too politically polarized. Well, we can't do anything.
A little bit everywhere. I feel I'm so sorry. I feel Asia doesn't have the same, how can I say it? Yeah, Asia doesn't have the same cultural blocks that we have, like politically correctness and inclusivity or whatever. They just do their thing.
Yeah. I'm interested to see. I haven't really looked into like Chinese anime. I know they're doing it, but I haven't seen. I've maybe heard of some stuff, but I haven't really looked into it. It's hard.
Me neither. It's hard to
Yeah.
get though, right? I mean, sorry.
I mean,
Even-
Japanese anime is hard to get, especially physical media. If you find something, because they actually released a 30th anniversary. I was looking up to see if they were going to do something for the 30th anniversary, a new release, like a 4K release, and they did, and they released it in December, and it's like a 28 disc, like it said 4K, 28 disc 4K set that has the original series and the rebuilds all included in one set. But I looked on eBay, and it was like people had, if it's the right thing, it was like going for like $1,000 or something here. Like, yeah, when too, I wouldn't buy it anyways like it because it would probably be only Japanese, and more than likely, even though it makes no sense why they just release it in Japanese and don't put it English, English subs on there, because their audiences they have such a huge English speaking audience, so it don't make sense.
Yeah,
It's
but
it's their prerogative to do it, but it's just
yeah, again, they don't do it for the money, so
Yeah.
it's a completely different culture.
Yeah.
I've heard, I think was the minister of internal affairs of education or something in Japan saying we will do anime for the Japanese audience, and if you don't
Yeah.
like it, just don't watch it. It's the same with
I think they need to do it a little bit for money so they can pay their damn animators. That's a big deal right now.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cultural thing. They do it for their internal market, so they know that they will sell. They will keep it in Japan. It's the culture of the island, right? It stays within the island. But I've heard the same for the last Evangelion movie, the 3.0 plus 1.0. When it came out into the cinema, it wasn't released to the international market for a very long time. Like it was for weeks and weeks and weeks in the Japanese cinemas and around the world. We wouldn't know if it was ever to be released for us to see. And it hit astronomical figures in yen, became, I think, the 10th, or maybe it was in the top 10 most watched films ever, not just animations, in Japan. And only then they decided, oh, you know what, we're going to do something for the international fans. It took them a good chunk of time. And even then, we got it on Amazon Prime over a year after it had released in Japan. So they don't do the same reasoning as we do. Okay, let's make some cash out overseas. They're like, no, we do it for our internal market. And then whatever happens abroad happens.
But the problem is, I don't see anybody complaining. They're like, oh, you need to make more. Here, I was going to ask you this. This is something I've felt ever since I've been watching anime. They say that stuff, but unless it's special circumstances, not personalities, but physical appearance and aesthetics. Our anime characters, to me, they look like they're based on Westerns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They rarely look like they're based on Japanese. Because, I mean, they had the big round eyes and stuff like that. And that's not to stereotype or nothing, but it's just weird. It's just weird. They feel like that. But unfortunately, because of the United States, if it wasn't for the United States, we probably wouldn't have anime at all because of the bomb. Because I think it's such a like this so many animes are post-apocalyptic, and kind of, to me, this is just my theory. This is nothing I've heard anybody talk about or anything. This is just my theory about it. It's just like you had the nuclear bomb, and then you have like Godzilla, and then but you had the influence of Walt Disney on the animation world, across the world. So you have that American influence, but you had the bomb creating Godzilla. So and then animes kind of like a lot of animes are like these fighting monsters and fighting like kaiju and things like that. And it's just, I just don't know if they'd have stayed Imperial. I just don't know if we'd have anime. I just
Maybe
don't know.
they would, but it would be completely different because anyway, manga started during the Edo period. So they had already an inkling of what manga is today. So probably they would have animation, but maybe it would be really looking Japanese, just the way that the Ukiyo-e prints look very Japanese and they're very topical of the Edo period. Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
I want to show you I've got some new figures. I've got a whole thing of them here. I might try to run through real quick, but mainly I got some new Evangelion ones that you haven't seen. You've seen one of them,
Mhm.
But you might have. There's one I seen you had in there. It might be the same Mari. I'm not sure. But this first one, this is a 30th anniversary of Ray that just came. That just came out. It's a Sega figure. And let's see here.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. Yeah.
I'll blow my screen up so you can see a little better.
Mhm. Nice.
And
Yeah,
I really
she's
like
really
that one.
pretty.
Yeah, and it's the white is like glossy. It's like this like kind of glossy, like metallic sheen to it. But this is I didn't even realize it was one of the 30th anniversary editions. It's the only one I have. And this one I just got in yesterday. This is another.
Yeah, I think there's a series of 3, right? Where Asuka and Mari have the white plug suits. Because this
Yeah.
is the Ray from the last film,
Well,
basically.
yeah. Now that other one was from the. Well, it says 30th anniversary on the box, so but this one does says 3.0 plus 1. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's really nice. But they both. But what this reminds me of when I was rewatching it is the scene that when Ray and Shinji kind of first connect with each other. It's before the sniper rifle shot they take, and they're both talking there, and they're both standing in there, but they're next to like it's not a rail. It looks like that. It's just like kind of a fence, but it kind of reminds me of that scene is where they got that from.
Yeah, probably.
I got this one in. I waited to post it before this, and I was wondering if this was. I thought I seen one on your shelf. It looked like this one.
It is, I think, on the other side. Yeah, I do have that one. Yeah,
they really go all out when they do the butt.
Yeah. I have a mutual on Instagram, and every time one of us gets a figure, we send each other the picture, the close up of the butt, just for a giggle. She's a girl as well, so it's
Yeah.
It's just
You've seen this one though with the sniper.
I've seen, yeah. I don't have it, but it's another good one.
I think this is like the sister figure to that one I just showed you, except it has the writing on the base plate. This is one I haven't shown you, but I really like this one.
Oh yeah, the Misato Ichiban Kuji.
I really like Misato.
She's good. She comes with a pen. I have the pen not here on the other side. See, I've just moved stuff around, so I don't even know where I put stuff anymore. But yeah, she's a good one. She's another misunderstood person.
The last one I have here from the Evangelion stuff is
Kaoru.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one that was released recently.
I don't have a lot of. I ordered that Shinji. I have like those 3 30th anniversary or the 4 anniversary figures. It's been. I don't know if they're out in Japan yet, but they don't come out till like summertime here.
Which ones?
They're from the original series, but they're it's like Shinji, Ray, and Asuka.
Wait.
Yeah, I'll just show you this last one, and we can kind of finish out. But I really like Kill la Kill.
Yeah, I need to watch it. It's on my watch list since forever.
Yeah, it's
really good. I really like the character.
This is like her team uniform. I just ordered one that was like, of course, they always got the obligatory upskirt shot. They have to get the underwear in there. And her, that's like kind of like her uniforms, like in the storyline, like they have these. Her uniform's like alive. It's like powered by some kind of but whenever she transforms into kind of a like her it's like a super form, basically.
Mhm.
It gets
Yeah.
real skimpy. And like all the girls on this. So they're always, but it's kind of a fighting anime in a way, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say much for you hadn't seen it, so I would definitely take a look at it. It's
Mm.
fun. I think
Yeah.
it's technically excuse me,
Yeah.
Gynex.
It's,
Yeah. I think it's technically Gynex. I don't think it comes up when you see it. I don't know if they were in that period where I don't know if they tried to change their name before they went. I don't
yeah,
understand all of
maybe.
that.
Yeah.
But they were in business technically until 21, I believe. That's when they finally went down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I think they filed finally for bankruptcy then, and then last year they really closed and dismantled the whole studio. So it took a couple of years from when they declared bankruptcy to actually go out of business. But yeah.
Did you ever watch Dan to Dan? That's from Dan to Dan.
Oh, down. That's another one. I watched the first episode. I need to get more into it.
Well, I mean, we're about at an hour if you want to kind of wrap it up. I don't know whose signal it is. I don't know if it's on my side or your side, or I'm not sure.
Probably my side, because I'm on my phone. I mean, it's not the best. If we do it another time,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind to do it again. I had fun. It's whatever. I know it's kind of difficult for us. Oh, man.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't see you. That's the problem. Your camera dropped out. But if you want to just, well, I guess we can end it here. And because we're at an hour anyway. So
yeah, we can do it again and get, I don't know, other parts of Evangelion or other things.
Yeah, if we
that
do
we
it
haven't
again,
discussed.
we can kind of talk beforehand and maybe zero in on a specific topic of it if you want to do that.
Yeah.
And it'll allow me to kind of read up on that area a little more and kind of write down my thoughts on that particular, if it's something I'm familiar with.
Yeah. We can do that.
Okay, just tell the audience where we can't see you, but I'll leave the audio up. But just tell the audience where we can find you at, and where to what channels you're on, or what are you just on Instagram? Or
I am only on Instagram. Yes,
okay.
I have restricted my screen time because otherwise I would just spend hours and hours on end on social media. So I am at Kai_Evangelion_collection. I post weekly and I post as many stories with funny stuff as I can. So you can follow me there. Say hi in my DMs. I try to respond to everyone that pings me. So yeah, just come by, wave, drop a DM, and I'll be happy to chat with everyone.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. Hopefully we'll be doing more of these in the future. And if you're an Evangelion fan and a fan of collecting figures, collecting physical media, make sure to stop by Cult of Collectors. And I am Bewitched Collector, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you for coming by, Kai, and I had a good time.
Thank you. Bye.
See you guys later.